This is the E-commerce Brain Trust, a podcast about building momentum online for established consumer brands. Join our hosts and their expert guests for high-level conversations about e-commerce strategies, trends, and innovations. Access our brain trust and boost your brand's e-commerce potential.
Hello, welcome back to the E-commerce Brain Trust podcast. My name is Tom Crosthwaite, and I'm the marketing manager at Bobsled Marketing. Kiri's actually on retreat, so I'm stepping up to share this week's news digest for Wednesday, August 21st, 2019. Let's jump in. So the first thing to discuss today is a landmark federal court decision that will likely favor brands in the long term. Skullcandy, who are a manufacturer of headphones and speakers who sell on the Amazon marketplace, they are legally challenging an unauthorized Amazon seller, claiming a multitude of infringements, all relating to product warranty, quality controls, trademark issues, so standard Amazon unauthorized seller stuff. And what happened was this unauthorized seller initiated a motion to dismiss, but this motion was denied by a federal court in Utah, effectively allowing Skullcandy to pursue their claims against this unauthorized seller. So this is very interesting for brands who are selling on Amazon because it appears to be the first legal case where a branded manufacturer seems to be successfully suing a seller on Amazon so far. At least they've gotten over this particular hurdle in the process. And what's interesting is that all the court's key findings in terms of dismissing the motion and allowing Skullcandy to proceed, as I said, all relate to product warranty, quality controls, and trademark dilution. So I think that the takeaway here for brands is that obviously you want to be keeping tabs on the unauthorized sellers who are appearing on the Amazon marketplace. But what we're getting out of this is that the details really matter. Having a clear understanding of exactly how unauthorized sellers are violating reseller terms may be really important for any future litigation efforts. So really, that's the first takeaway here is brands want to be keeping close tabs on unauthorized sellers anyway, but doing intel and figuring out, what are the exact ways in which they are breaching any terms that may be in place could be very helpful if litigation needs to be pursued in the future. And I think the macro takeaway here is that if Skullcandy is successful, or whatever the result may be with this particular lawsuit, I think a lot of brands will be hoping that it's a precedent of sorts, and this may give them the ammunition or the incentive to pursue litigation against any unauthorized sellers that they're dealing with. So this could potentially be some type of precedent in the future. There's more reading on the podcast notes. So if you want to read more about this case, just simply go to the E-commerce Brain Trust podcast website, click on this episode, and you'll see a link in the notes for further reading on this case. The second item to discuss today is the new top brand badge that is appearing on Amazon in a very limited capacity. So at the moment, it appears that this new badge is only appearing in the clothing and shoes category. It seems to function in a very similar manner to the Amazon's Choice or bestseller badge, in that a customer will type in a keyword and then top ranking organic results relating to that keyword will acquire the top brand badge. So the example that we've listed in the show notes is related to the keyword sneaker, and then the top 3 ranking organic results on the page are all Adidas sneakers, and they've all been given the top brand badge. So if you look at the show notes, you'll see exactly what this badge looks like. It's just a thin gray strip above the product title that says top brand. And by all accounts, it seems like Amazon are strongly favoring recognizable household name brands. So obviously Adidas for sneaker, and the other example that Marketplace Pulse gave in their article on this topic was New Balance acquired the top brand badge, I believe, for a keyword search for gym shorts. So it seems like Amazon are using this badge as a way to woo established brands and make them feel special on a marketplace that is increasingly saturated by a lot of anonymous private label products. And Marketplace Pulse actually speculate, and I quote, "In the future, the badge might function similar to how verified accounts work on Instagram and other social networks. Brands which would get verified on Amazon and thus receive the top brand badge would rank first and command more trust from shoppers." So it seems here that this is kind of like a dual effort from Amazon. By creating more of these bells and whistles, they can perhaps solidify relationships with established brands and say, hey, if you sign this vendor agreement or ensure that you take more of a vested interest in your Amazon advertising, these are the type of things available on our marketplace. And then likewise for Amazon shoppers who perhaps have been burnt in the past by private label products and want some more kind of security from those household name brands. They're appearing right at the top of the search results, and Amazon are trying to draw attention to them with this top brand badge. In terms of a takeaway here for brands, I think that if you are an established brand selling on Amazon or looking to sell on Amazon or gain more control of your presence on Amazon, this can only be a good thing. The fact that Amazon is trying to experiment with these type of tools, and if there's a way that you can leverage that to gain more control or better profit margin or more sales, whatever it is, whatever the metric is, then that's a good thing. But then I would also say to any brands that aren't those household established brands is that 3/4 of Amazon searches are unbranded. Amazon is still primarily a marketplace where customers are looking for products. So if it's worked so far, I'm confident that whatever your strategy is to rank and sell on the Amazon marketplace will continue to work despite these new initiatives rolled out by Amazon. And now for some extra nuggets of news that's happened in the last week. Firstly, the French government recently created a new 3% digital tax for tech companies, and Amazon immediately passed the buck on to Amazon sellers and increased seller fees by 3%. So the takeaway here is that if you are currently selling or you're a brand that intends to sell on Amazon France, then it would make a lot of sense to carefully review your Amazon fees and pricing in order to gain a clear understanding of what your profit margin is going to be or currently is within this marketplace. Next nugget is Walmart's delivery capacity is ramping up. Walmart can now apparently provide next day delivery to 75% of the US population, which is pretty impressive. So the takeaway here is that expect Amazon to ramp up their shipping war efforts. They definitely want to maintain the extreme customer loyalty that they've garnered from their customers over the last few years, and will be doing everything to match and beat Walmart as they try their hand at the same game. And finally, there's some new 7-day deals for sellers on Amazon. So the way these 7-day deals will work is that you'll receive a limited time deal badge in the search results, which will, according to Amazon, increase visibility for the deal and for your brand. So I think the takeaway here is that if you visit the deal details page in the deals dashboard within Seller Central, you can review the fees for these new 7-day deals and make a call whether this is going to help your product line and brand on Amazon. The final thing that I'd like to draw your attention to is Kiri Masters, the CEO of Bobsled, interviewed Byron Kerr, who is the head of Amazon for the mattress company Tuft & Needle, on the e-commerce brain trust podcast episode that was released yesterday. So you can click the link on the e-commerce brain trust website to access that interview, or simply use your podcast directory of choice to find that conversation. So that's everything for this week's News Digest. I hope you're having a great week. And if you have any feedback about this episode or these News Digests in general, we'd love to hear from you. So please get in touch. Thank you very much.